The night is quiet, and a story awaits. Before we begin, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, so the night always finds you. You stand at the edge of Willow Village, where the air hums with secrets. The moon hangs low, casting a pale glow over the cobblestone path that winds toward the old Lee family courtyard. You've heard the stories, whispers of footsteps echoing in that empty place where no one has lived for decades. They say the courtyard holds memories too heavy to fade, and tonight curiosity pulls you closer. Your breath catches as you step onto the path, the crunch of gravel under your feet louder than it should be. The village is asleep, its lanterns dim, but the night feels alive, watching you. The Lee courtyard is a relic, its red gates chipped and weathered, the paint curling like old skin. You push the gate, and it creaks open, revealing a wide, empty space surrounded by crumbling walls. Willow trees droop low, their branches swaying though there's no wind. You pause, your heart thudding. The air feels thick, like it's holding its breath. You tell yourself it's just a story, just a place, but your skin prickles as if someone's eyes are on you. You take a step forward, and the courtyard stretches out, vast and silent. The tiles beneath your feet are cracked, moss creeping into the gaps. In the center, a stone well sits, its mouth dark and yawning. You've heard the villagers talk about it, how no one dares draw water from it anymore, how it's tied to the Lee family's fall. You shake your head, trying to focus. You're here to see for yourself, to prove there's nothing but shadows and old Taylor's dot. As you move deeper into the courtyard, you notice a faint scent, like jasmine mixed with something sour, like damp earth after rain. Your eyes scan the walls, catching faded carvings of dragons and phoenixes, their once vibrant colors dulled by time. You imagine the Lee family here, long ago laughter, feasts, life. Now it's just you and the silence. Or so you think. A sound stops you cold. A soft tap, like a footstep on tile, echoes from the far side of the courtyard. Your pulse quickens. You turn, but there's nothing, just the swaying willows and the empty space. You tell yourself it's a stray cat, a falling branch, but your feet feel heavier now, rooted to the ground. Another tap, closer this time. You squint into the darkness, your breath shallow. The moonlight shifts, and for a moment, you swear you see a figure, a silhouette, slender and fleeting, near the well. You blink and it's gone, your mind races. You're alone, aren't you? You take a cautious step toward the well, drawn by some invisible thread. The air grows colder, the jasmine scent stronger, almost cloying. You reach the well's edge and peer into its depths. The water below is still, a perfect mirror reflecting the moon. But as you lean closer, something ripples, not in the water, but in the air around you. A whisper so faint you might have imagined it brushes your ear. Why are you here? Your heart lurches. You spin around, expecting to see someone, anyone, but the courtyard is empty. The willows sway, their leaves whispering secrets you can't understand. You back away from the well, your hands trembling. This was a mistake, you think. You should leave, go back to the warmth of the village, to the safety of your bed. But something holds you here, a pull, like the courtyard itself wants you to stay. You notice a path you hadn't seen before, half hidden by overgrown weeds, leading to a small pavilion in the corner of the courtyard. Its roof is tiled with cracked porcelain, and inside you see the faint outline of a stone bench. You hesitate, then move toward it, your footsteps loud in the stillness. As you approach, you spot something on the bench, a hairpin, delicate and silver, glinting in the moonlight. You reach for it, your fingers brushing its cool surface. It's old, intricately carved with a lotus flower, but it looks untouched by time, as if someone placed it there moments ago. You pick it up, and a chill runs through you. The air shifts heavier now, and the footsteps come again, tap, tap, steady and deliberate, circling the courtyard. You clutch the hairpin, your eyes darting around. The shadows seem to move, twisting into shapes that don't make sense. You call out, your voice small, "Who's there?" No answer, just the footsteps, growing louder, closer. You back toward the pavilion's edge, the hairpin tight in your grip. The moonlight dims, clouds drifting over the sky, and the courtyard feels smaller, like the walls are closing in. You don't know what's out there, but you feel it a presence, watching, waiting. You take a deep breath, steadying yourself. You came here for answers, and you won't run. Not yet. The footsteps stop. The silence is deafening, pressing against your ears. You stand frozen, the hairpin in your hand, its weight heavier than it should be. Somewhere in the courtyard the willows rustle, and you know you're not alone. You stand in the pavilion, the silver hairpin clutched in your hand, its lotus carving pressing into your palm. The courtyard is silent now, the footsteps gone, but the air feels charged, like the moment before a storm. You scan the shadows, half expecting something to leap out, but there's only the sway of the willows and the faint gleam of moonlight on the cracked tiles. Your breath is shallow, your heart a steady drum in your chest. You tell yourself to stay calm, to think clearly, but the weight of the hairpin feels like a warning, as if it's tethering you to this place. You turn the hairpin over, examining it under the dim light. Its craftsmanship is delicate, the lotus petals etched with care, but there's something unsettling about it, a faint warmth, as if it's been held recently. You wonder who left it here, in this forgotten courtyard, on a bench no one visits. The jasmine scent lingers, stronger now, curling around you like invisible fingers. You slip the hairpin into your pocket, deciding it's safer with you than left behind. The courtyard feels different now, as if your touch has stirred something. You step out of the pavilion, your shoes scuffing against the tiles, and head back toward the well. You don't know why logic tells you to leave, to walk away from this eerie place, but a pull, deep and unexplainable, draws you forward. The well looms ahead, its stone rim cold and rough under your fingers as you reach it. You peer into its depths again, the water still reflecting the moon, but now you notice something else, a faint shimmer, like a thread of silver light weaving through the surface. You lean closer, your breath fogging in the chilly air. The shimmer moves, forming shapes vague, fleeting, like a dream you can't quite grasp. You squint, trying to make sense of it, and for a moment you see her, a woman's face, pale and delicate, her eyes wide and dark, staring up at you from the water. Your heart stumbles, and you jerk back, nearly tripping over the uneven tiles. The image is gone, the water still again, but your pulse races. You're sure of what you saw, even if it makes no sense. Who are you? You whisper, your voice barely audible. The courtyard doesn't answer, but the jasmine scent grows sharper, almost overwhelming. You steady yourself, gripping the well's edge, and force your mind to focus. You're not imagining things. You're not. But the face in the water felt real, like a memory you've forgotten. You glance around, the courtyard's walls looming taller, the shadows deeper. You feel exposed, like the night itself is watching you. A soft laugh breaks the silence, light and musical, coming from the direction of the red gates. You spin around, your eyes searching the darkness. There, near the entrance, stands a figure, a woman, her silhouette framed against the moonlight. She's dressed in a flowing robe, its edges catching the light like silk, and her hair falls long and loose, swaying as she moves. You can't see her face, but her presence is magnetic, pulling your attention. "You found it," she says, her voice soft but clear, carrying across the courtyard. You freeze, unsure if she means the hairpin or something else. She steps closer, her movements graceful, almost too smooth, like she's gliding over the tiles. Your throat tightens. You want to ask who she is, what she wants, but your voice catches. She stops a few paces away, her face still shadowed, but you catch the curve of a smile. "You're braver than most," she says, tilting her head. "Most don't come this far." Her words are gentle, but there's an edge to them, like a blade wrapped in silk. You take a step back, your hand brushing the well's rim again. The air feels colder now, the jasmine scent fading, replaced by something heavier, like old incense. "I'm just looking around," you manage to say, your voice unsteady. You don't know why you feel the need to explain yourself, but her gaze, though you can't see her eyes, makes you feel like you've trespassed. She laughs again, softer this time, and it sends a shiver down your spine. "Looking," she repeats, as if testing the word. "This place doesn't like being looked at." She gestures to the courtyard, her sleeve fluttering like a moth's wing. It remembers too much. You stand frozen, the woman's words echoing in your mind. It remembers too much. The courtyard feels alive now, its shadows shifting as if they're listening. Her silhouette lingers near the red gates, her flowing robe catching the moonlight, but her face remains hidden, a mystery wrapped in the night. Your hand tightens around the hairpin in your pocket, its faint warmth pulsing like a heartbeat. You want to ask her what she means, who she is, but your voice feels trapped. Caught in the heavy air dot, she moves closer, her steps silent, unlike the footsteps you heard before. The jasmine scent returns, faint but sharp, mingling with the damp earthiness of the courtyard. You take a step back, your heel brushing the well's rim and the sea. She tilts her head, her smile widening, though you still can't see her eyes. "Want," she says, her voice like a breeze over water. "I don't want anything, but you're here for a reason, aren't you?" Her words feel like a challenge, as if she knows something you don't. You shake your head, trying to clear the fog in your mind. You came to explore, to debunk the village stories, but now you're not so sure. The moonlight shifts, casting her shadow long and thin across the tiles. It stretches toward you, almost touching your feet, and you step aside, your heart racing. "You found the hairpin," she says, her tone softer now, almost wistful. "It's been waiting a long time." You glance at your pocket, the weight of the hairpin heavier than before. You want to ask how she knows, but she continues, her voice drawing you in. "It belonged to someone who loved this place and lost it." You swallow hard, your mind spinning with questions. "Who are you?" you ask again, louder this time. She doesn't answer, only steps closer, her robe whispering against the tiles. You catch a glimpse of her hands, pale, delicate, with long fingers that seem to glow faintly in the moonlight. She stops just out of reach and the air grows colder, your breath visible in small puffs. "This courtyard," she says, gesturing to the crumbling walls, "it holds stories you can't imagine. Love, betrayal, promises broken like glass." Her voice dips and you feel a pang in your chest, as if her words are stirring something deep inside you. You don't understand why, but her presence feels familiar, like a dream you've had before. You take a shaky breath, trying to steady yourself. "I don't believe in ghosts," you say, more to yourself than to her. She laughs, a sound like chimes in the wind, and it sends a shiver through you. "Ghosts?" she says, tilting her head. "Maybe it's not about believing. Maybe it's about listening." Before you can respond, she turns, gliding toward the pavilion you explored earlier. You hesitate, then follow, your footsteps loud in the quiet night. The courtyard feels smaller now, the walls pressing in, the willows whispering. Secrets you can't decipher. She stops at the pavilion's entrance, her silhouette framed against the cracked porcelain tiles. "Come," she says, her voice soft but commanding. "See what the courtyard wants to show you." You pause, your instincts screaming to turn back, to leave this place and its mysteries behind. But the hairpin in your pocket feels heavier, urging you forward. You step into the pavilion, the air cooler here, the jasmine scent fading into something sweeter, like lotus flowers. The stone bench where you found the hairpin is empty now, but you notice something new, a faint carving on the wall, barely visible in the moonlight. It's a name, Leon, etched in delicate strokes, surrounded by a pattern of lotus petals. Your breath catches. The hairpin's lotus design flashes in your mind. You pull it out, holding it up to the carving, and the shapes match perfectly. Your hand trembles as you trace the name with your finger, the stone cold and smooth. "Who was Leon?" you ask, turning to the woman, but she's gone. The pavilion is empty, the courtyard silent, except for the rustle of the willows. You spin around, searching for her, but there's no sign of her, no robe, no shadow, no laughter. Your heart pounds, and you step out of the pavilion, the hairpin clutched tightly in your hand. The moonlight dims, clouds drifting across the sky, and the courtyard feels heavier, like it's holding its breath. You walk back toward the well, your steps hurried, your eyes darting to every shadow. Then you hear it again, tap, tap, tap. The footsteps, slow and deliberate, coming from the far side of the courtyard. You freeze, your breath hitching. They're closer now, circling, as if someone or something is pacing just out of sight. You call out, "Who's there?" But your voice is swallowed by the night. The footsteps stop, and for a moment the silence is unbearable. Then a soft begins, faint and melodic, like a lullaby you can't quite place. It's coming from the well. You edge closer, your heart in your throat, and peer into the water. The surface shimmers again, and the woman's face appears Leon. You're sure of it, her eyes wide and pleading, her lips moving as if trying to speak. You lean in, straining to hear, but the hum grows louder, filling your ears, your mind, until it's all you can feel. You stumble back, the hairpin burning in your hand. The courtyard is watching you, waiting, and you know you can't leave, not yet. You stagger back from the well, the hum fading but still vibrating in your bones. The hairpin in your hand feels like a tether, anchoring you to the courtyard's secrets. The moonlight flickers through the clouds, casting jagged shadows across the tiles, and the air is thick with the scent of lotus flowers, sweet and heavy, pulling you deeper into the night. Your heart races, but you can't tear your eyes from the well, where Leon's face lingered moments ago, her silent plea etched into your mind. You don't know what she wants, but you feel it, a weight, a need, pressing against your chest. You turn, scanning the courtyard for the woman in the flowing robe, but she's nowhere to be seen. The willows sway, their branches whispering in the stillness, and the red gates stand silent, their chipped paint glowing faintly under the moon. You take a deep breath, trying to steady yourself. You should leave, you tell yourself again, but the thought feels distant, like a voice from another life. The courtyard holds you, its pull stronger now, as if it's woven itself into your steps. You glance at the hairpin, its lotus carving catching the light. Leon, the name from the pavilion wall, echoes in your thoughts, tying the pieces together. You walk back to the pavilion, drawn to the carving, hoping it holds answers. The stone bench is still empty, the air cooler here, but the name Leon feels alive under your fingers as you trace it again. The lotus pattern around it mirrors the hairpin exactly, and you wonder who she was, what tied her to this place. A lover? A daughter? Someone forgotten by the village but remembered by the courtyard stones. You sit on the bench, the cold seeping through your clothes, and close your eyes for a moment, trying to piece it together. The hum from the well lingers in your memory, soft and mournful, like a song half remembered. You open your eyes, and the courtyard seems different, sharper, as if the shadows have edges now. You notice a crack in the pavilion's floor, hidden beneath the bench, where a small object glints. You kneel, your fingers brushing the tiles, and pull out a folded piece of silk, yellowed with age but soft, almost warm. You unfold it carefully, your hands trembling. Inside is a letter, its ink faded but legible, written in elegant strokes. It's addressed to my dearest Leon. Your breath catches as you read, the words pulling you into a story you weren't meant to find. The letter speaks of love, of promises made under these same willows, of a man named Wei who swore to return but never did. The words are tender but laced with pain, each line dripping with longing and betrayal. I wait for you, it ends, where the lotus blooms. You look up, the courtyard suddenly smaller, the walls closer. The lotus hairpin feels heavier in your pocket, and you wonder if it was Leon's, left behind with her hopes. You fold the letter and tuck it back into the silk, your mind racing. Wei, Leon, the courtyard remembers them, just as the woman said. You stand, your legs unsteady, and step out of the pavilion, the letter clutched in your hand. The moonlight shifts, and you hear it again, tap, tap, the footsteps, slow and deliberate, moving along the courtyard's edge. You freeze, your eyes darting to the shadows. Leon? You call, your voice barely a whisper. The footsteps pause, and the air grows colder, the lotus scent sharper. You take a step toward the sound, your heart pounding, and see a flicker of movement near the red gates. It's her, the woman in the robe, her silhouette faint but unmistakable. She's watching you, her head tilted, as if waiting for you to decide something. "Why are you showing me this?" you ask, holding up the silk-wrapped letter. Your voice trembles, but you force yourself to stand tall. She doesn't answer, only gestures toward the well, her sleeve fluttering like a bird's wing. You hesitate, your instincts screaming to run, but the pull is stronger now, tugging you toward the water. You walk slowly, each step heavier, the courtyard silence pressing against you. At the well, you peer in again, expecting to see Leon's face. But the water is dark now, reflecting only the moon. The hum returns, softer, like a lullaby weaving through the air. You lean closer, and the letter slips from your hand, fluttering into the well. You gasp, reaching for it, but it's gone, swallowed by the water's depths. The surface ripples, and you see her again, Leon, her eyes wide, her lips forming words you can't hear. The hum grows louder, filling your head, and you feel dizzy, like the courtyard is spinning around you. You stumble back, your hand gripping the hairpin. The woman by the gates is gone, but the footsteps start again, circling closer. You turn, your breath ragged, and see nothing but shadows. The lotus scent fades, replaced by something bitter, like ash. You know you're not alone, and you know the courtyard isn't finished with you. The letter, the hairpin, Leon's face, they're pieces of a story you're only beginning to understand, and you can't walk away. Not yet. You stand by your heart pounding as the ripples in the water fade, taking Leon's image with them. The letter you found, now lost to the well's depths, feels like a piece of you wet with it. The hairpin in your pocket burns against your skin. It's lotus carving, a reminder of the story you're unraveling. The courtyard is quiet ag. Your breath steadies, but your mind races. Leon, way. The letter's words echo love, betrayal, a promise unkept. You feel like you've stumbled into their story, or maybe it's found you. The footsteps have stopped, but the air feels charged. The lotus scent lingering faintly, now mixed with something sharp, like burnt paper. You take a step away from the well, your shoes scuffing against the cracked tiles, and decide to explore further. The courtyard has more to show you, you're sure of it. You move toward the eastern wall, where the shadows are thickest. The moonlight barely reaches here, and the air grows colder, wrapping around you like a damp cloth. You notice a low archway, half hidden by overgrown vines, its stone frame weathered but ornate, carved with more lotus flowers. You pause, your hand brushing the vines aside. They're brittle, crumbling under your touch, as if they've been waiting for someone to disturb them. Beyond the archway, a narrow path stretches into darkness, leading to a part of the courtyard you hadn't noticed before. You hesitate, the hairpin heavy in your pocket. The sensible part of you screams to turn back, to leave this place and its ghosts behind, but curiosity, or something stronger, pulls you forward. You step through the archway, the air cooler here, the scent of lotus stronger, almost intoxicating. The path is lined with broken statues, their faces worn smooth by time, but you can make out faint shapes, figures in robes, hands clasped, eyes empty. They seem to watch you as you pass, and you quicken your pace, your heart thudding. The path opens into a smaller courtyard, hidden within the larger one. It's more overgrown, wild with weeds and tangled roots, but in the center stands a stone shrine, its roof curved like a temple's. A single lantern hangs from it, unlit but gleaming as if it remembers fire. You approach, your footsteps muffled by the mossy ground, and see offerings scattered around the shrine, faded ribbons, wilted flowers, a small jade pendant. Someone's been here long ago, leaving pieces of their grief. You kneel by the shrine, your fingers brushing the pendant. It's carved with a lotus just like the hairpin, and you feel a jolt, like a spark running through you. You pull the hairpin out, holding it beside the pendant, and they match perfectly, as if crafted by the same hand. Your mind flashes to the letter, to Leon waiting for Way, to the courtyard that remembers too much. You wonder if this shrine was hers, a place where she poured her hopes, her pain. A soft rustle breaks your thoughts. You look up, and there she is, the woman in the robe, standing at the edge of the smaller courtyard, her silhouette glowing faintly in the moonlight. She's closer now, close enough that you can see the curve of her jaw, the way her hair falls like water over her shoulders. Her eyes are still hidden, but her smile is gentle, almost sad. "You're getting closer," she says, her voice soft, like a lullaby, "but you're not ready yet." "Ready for what?" you ask, standing, the pendant and hairpin in your hands. Your voice is steadier now, fueled by a mix of fear and frustration. "Why am I here? What does this place want?" She tilts her head, her smile fading. "It's not what the courtyard wants," she says. "It's what Leanne wants." Before you can respond, she turns, gliding toward the shrine. You follow, your steps hurried, but she's already fading, her form blending into the shadows. You reach the shrine, and the air shifts, colder now, the lotus scent overwhelming. You hear the hum again, faint but growing, like the one from the well. It's coming from the shrine, from the ground beneath it. You kneel again, your hands trembling, and notice a loose stone at the base. You pry it up, revealing a small wooden box, its surface carved with lotus flowers. You open it, and inside is a ring, silver, simple, with a single lotus etched into it. It's warm to the touch, like the hairpin, and you feel a pang in your chest, as if the ring carries a weight. Beyond its size, the hum grows louder, and you hear the footsteps again, tap, 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 circling the smaller courtyard. You stand, clutching the ring, and call out, "Leanne, is that you?" The footsteps stop. The air is still, the moonlight dim. You feel eyes on you, not from the woman, but from the courtyard itself, its walls, its statues, its secrets. You know you're close to something, but you're not sure you want to find it. You stand in the smaller courtyard, the silver ring warm in your hand, its lotus carving glinting under the moonlight. The wooden box lies open at your feet, nestled against the shrine's base, and the air hums with a quiet energy, like the courtyard is holding its breath. The footsteps have stopped, but their echo lingers in your mind, tap, 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 as if the stones themselves are replaying the sound. The lotus scent is thick now, wrapping around you, pulling you deeper into the mystery of Leon and Way. You slip the ring onto your finger, not sure why, but it feels right, like it belongs there. The smaller courtyard is quieter than the main one, its overgrown weeds and broken statues giving it a forgotten feel, as if time stopped here long ago. You glance at the shrine, its unlit lantern swaying slightly, though there's no breeze. The jade pendant, the hairpin, the ring, they're all connected, you're sure of it. Pieces of a story the courtyard won't let go. You want to call out for the woman in the robe, to demand answers, but your voice feels stuck, caught in the weight of the night. You step away from the shrine, your eyes scanning the shadows. The moonlight is dimmer now, clouds drifting across. The sky and the statues seem to lean closer, their blank faces watching. You move toward the archway, intending to return to the main courtyard, but something catches your eye, a faint glow, flickering near the far wall. It's not moonlight, not a lantern, but something softer, like a candle's flame dancing in the dark. You hesitate, your heart thudding, then walk toward it. The ring and hairpin, heavy in your possession, dot as you approach. You see it's not a flame, but a cluster of fireflies, hovering in a perfect circle, their light pulsing in rhythm with the hum you heard before. They float above a patch of ground where the weeds are thinner, the tiles beneath cracked, but arranged in a pattern, a lotus, etched into the stone, its petals spreading like a map. You kneel, brushing the dirt away, and find a small stone tablet, half buried, its surface worn but carved with words. You squint, the fireflies casting just enough light to read. Here lies the heart of Leon, bound by love, broken by time. Your breath catches. The words feel like a punch, stirring something deep inside you, grief, longing, something you can't name. You trace the carving, your fingers trembling, and the fireflies scatter, their glow fading into the night. The air grows colder, the lotus scent sharper, and you hear a soft sigh, like a breath held too long. You look up, expecting the woman in the robe, but there's no one. Just the statues, the shrine, the empty courtyard. You stand clutching the ring, and notice the hum has changed. It's not just a sound now, but a feeling, vibrating through the ground, up your legs into your chest. You turn toward the archway, ready to leave this hidden place. But the path looks different, narrower, the vines thicker, as if the courtyard is reshaping itself around you. You push through, your heart racing, and emerge back into the main courtyard, the well looming in the distance. The moonlight returns, brighter now, and you see her, the woman in the robe, standing by the well, her silhouette sharp against the water's reflection. She's closer than before, her face still shadowed, but her presence is heavier, like she's carrying the weight of the courtyard's memories. You found her heart, she says, her voice soft but piercing. But do you understand it? You take a step forward, the ring tight on your finger, the hairpin in your pocket. Leon's heart? You ask, your voice steadier than you feel. What happened to her? To Wei? The woman tilts her head, her smile faint but knowing. They loved too fiercely, she says. Love like that. It leaves scars on people, on places. She gestures to the courtyard, the cracked tiles, the drooping willows. This place carries their scar. You want to ask more, but she raises a hand, silencing you. Look, she says, pointing to the well. You step closer, your reflection wavering in the water. But it's not just you. Leon's face appears again, clearer now, her eyes wide and bright, her lips parted as if speaking. The hum grows louder, and you lean in, drawn to her gaze. Words form in your mind, not spoken but felt. Find him. Free me. You pull back, your heart pounding. The woman is gone again, vanished like mist, but the hum lingers, and the footsteps return tap, tap, faster now, circling the courtyard. You spin around, searching for their source, but the shadows are empty. The ring on your finger feels heavier, the hairpin warmer, and you know you're tangled in something bigger than you, something the courtyard won't let you escape. You take a deep breath, the lotus scent filling your lungs, and step away from the well, determined to find the next piece of Leon's story. You step away from the well, Leon's words find him. Free me, burning in your mind like a lantern. In the dark, the ring on your finger feels alive, pulsing with a warmth that matches the hairpin in your pocket. The courtyard is silent again, the footsteps gone, but the air is thick, heavy with the weight of secrets. The lotus scent clings to you, sweet and sharp, guiding you like an invisible thread. You glance at the red gates, their chipped paint, glowing faintly under the moonlight, and wonder if you should leave. But the courtyard's pull is stronger now, its story woven into your steps, and you know you can't walk away. You turn back to the main courtyard, the cracked tiles stretching out before you, the willows swaying like silent sentinels. The woman in the robe is nowhere to be seen, but her words echo. They loved too fiercely. You feel it, the ache of Leon and Way's story, a love that scarred this place. You clutch the ring, its lotus carving pressing into your palm, and decide to search for more answers. The courtyard has shown you pieces: Leon's hairpin, her letter, her ring, but there's something missing, something that ties it all together. You move toward the western wall, opposite the hidden courtyard, where the shadows are deepest. The moonlight barely touches this corner, and the air feels colder, almost damp, like the breath of the earth. You notice a low wooden door, its surface weathered and splintered, half hidden by a curtain of ivy. You hadn't seen it before, and the sight of it sends a shiver through you. It's as if the courtyard is revealing itself piece by piece, only when it's ready. You push the ivy aside, your fingers brushing the rough wood, and find a rusted latch, cool under your touch. Door creaks open, revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. The lotus scent fades, replaced by a musty smell, like old paper and forgotten things. You hesitate, your heart pounding, but Leon's plea finds him, pushes you forward. You take a deep breath and step onto the stairs, each one groaning under your weight. The darkness swallows you, the moonlight fading behind, and you rely on touch, your hand trailing along the damp stone wall as you descend. The stairs end in a small chamber, its air heavy and still. Your eyes adjust, catching faint glimmers of moonlight filtering through cracks in the ceiling. The chamber is bare, its walls rough and unadorned, but in the center lies a wooden chest, its surface carved with lotus flowers, just like the box. In the shrine, you kneel beside it, your hands trembling, and lift the lid. Inside, you find a bundle of letters, tied with a faded red ribbon and a small portrait, its edges worn but the image clear. A young man, his face sharp and handsome, his eyes bright with something like hope. You untie the ribbon, your fingers clumsy with anticipation, and unfold the first letter. It's written in the same elegant script as the one you found before, but this one is signed by Way. Your breath catches as you read, his words painting a picture of a man torn between duty and love. He writes of Leon, of stolen moments under the willows, of a promise to return after a journey to the capital. But there's a shadow in his words, a hint of fear, as if he knew something was coming. I will find you, he writes, even if the stars forget us. You set the letter. down, your chest tight. The portrait stares up at you, Wei's eyes seeming to follow yours. You wonder what happened to him, why he never came back. You reach for the next letter, but a sound stops you, a soft scrape, like stone against stone, coming from the far wall. You freeze, your heart racing, and turn toward the noise. The wall is blank, but as you watch, a crack appears, widening slowly, revealing a hidden alcove. You stand, the letters in your hand, and approach the alcove. Inside, you see a small clay figurine, no bigger than your palm, shaped like a man in a robe, its face smoothed by time. Beside it lies a broken jade hairpin, its lotus design matching the one in your pocket. Your stomach twists. This feels personal, like you're holding pieces of Leon and Wei's lives, their love, their loss. You pick up the figurine, and the air shifts, colder now, the musty scent sharper. A whisper brushes your ear, so faint you might have imagined it. You're close. You spin around, expecting the woman in the robe, but the chamber is empty. The moonlight flickers, and you hear the footsteps again, tap, tap, coming from above, back in the courtyard. You clutch the figurine and the letters, your mind racing. Leon's plea, Wei's promise, they're leading you somewhere, but you don't know where. You climb the stairs, the wooden door creaking as you push it open. The courtyard greets you with silence, but the moonlight is brighter now, illuminating the well in the center. You walk toward it, drawn by an instinct you can't explain. The ring on your finger feels heavier, the hairpin warmer, and you know the courtyard is watching, waiting for you to find the final piece of Leon's story. You emerge from the hidden chamber, the clay figurine and Wei's letters clutched tightly in your hands. The courtyard feels different now, as if it's been waiting for you to return. The moonlight bathes the tiles in a silver glow, and the well stands like a silent sentinel, its dark mouth calling you closer. The ring on your finger hums with warmth, the hairpin in your pocket heavier than ever, and Leon's plea, find him. Free me echoes in your mind, louder now, urgent. The lotus scent is faint, almost gone, replaced by a crisp, clean air, like the night is ready to let go of its secrets. You walk toward the well, your steps slow, deliberate. The courtyard is quiet, no footsteps, no whispers, just the rustle of the willows and your own heartbeat. You feel the weight of everything you found: the hairpin, the ring, the letters, the figurine, like pieces of a puzzle you're meant to solve. Wei's words linger in your thoughts. I will find you, even if the stars forget us. You wonder if he tried, if he's still trying, trapped in the courtyard's memory like Leon. You reach the well and peer into its depths. The water is still, reflecting the moon, but there's something else, a faint shimmer, like the one you saw before, weaving through the surface. You lean closer, your breath catching, and see them both. Leon's face, pale and pleading, and beside her, Wei, his eyes bright but shadowed with sorrow. Their images flicker like candlelight on water, and the hum returns, soft at first, then rising, filling the air with a melody that feels like a farewell. You set the figurine and letters. On the well's rim, your hands trembling. The ring and hairpin feel alive, pulsing in time with the hum. You don't know what to do, but you feel it a need to finish what you started. You pull the hairpin from your pocket and hold it over the water, its lotus carving glinting. Leon? You whisper, I found him. You drop the hairpin, watching it sink into the darkness, and the water ripples, the hum growing louder, almost a song now. You slip the ring off your finger and place it beside the figurine, then unfold ways, letters letting them flutter into the well one by one. Each page catches the moonlight before disappearing, and the air shifts, lighter now like a weight lifting. The hum softens and you see their faces again, Leon and Wei, their expressions changing, softening as if they're finding each other. At last, the water glows, a soft silver light spreading across its surface, and you feel a warmth in your chest, like a promise kept. The courtyard is silent now, the willows still, the shadows gentle. You step back from the well, your heart steady for the first time tonight. The lotus scent is gone, the air clean and cool. You look around, half expecting the woman in the robe, but she's not there. The red gates stand open, the path to the village clear under the moonlight. You know it's time to go, that the courtyard has given you all it can dot. As you walk toward the gates, you feel lighter, like you've left something behind. Not just the hairpin, the ring, or the letters, but a piece of the courtyard's sorrow. The tiles crunch under your feet, the sound grounding you, and you glance back one last time. The well is dark now, its water still, and the courtyard feels empty, not in a lonely way, but peaceful, like it's finally at rest. You pass through. The gates, the village sleeping quietly ahead, its lanterns dim. The night is soft, the stars bright, and you feel a strange gratitude, like you've been part of something bigger than yourself. Leon and Wei's story is over, their love freed from the courtyard's grasp, and you were the one to help them. You don't know how, but you feel it deep in your bones. You reach the edge of the village, the path winding back to safety, to warmth, to the world you know. The courtyard is behind you now, but its memory lingers, a quiet whisper in the back of your mind. You take a deep breath, the night air cool against your skin, and keep walking, ready to leave the shadows behind. That's tonight's tale. If it stayed with you, like, subscribe, and tap the bell. We'll meet again soon in the dark.